Okay, is it recording?
I think so.
Is it rolling? Okay, get in. Okay. Oh, yes. Ready? Okay. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Merry Christmas and...
Nadolig Llawen.
And welcome to our first ever family interactive crafting carol Christmas Eve service. I'm not sure that's a very good name. Do you think? No, I'm not sure what we should call this, but It's a bit long, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do know that we've got lots of things planned for this evening. We've got carols. We've got crafts. We've got performances. We've got a special story that we're going to listen to and hear read to us. And all of that is to help us pass the time, to count down the hours until...
Christmas.
And what do we do on Christmas Day?
Open stockings.
And other presents. Yeah, stockings, other presents are available. Speaking of opening presents, if you're under the age of 11, then you hopefully have received a special prezi from the church, which has got your name on it and instructions to open right now on Christmas Eve. I don't care what your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, whoever's looking after you this evening says. You are allowed to open it right now because you need what's inside to fully appreciate this service. So off you go. Go and find your presents with your names on them, and then you can open them. Off you go. You can go and find them.
Is that you, Diddy?
You can go and find
Bye,
them.
Diddy.
And while we do that, we are going to sing our first carol. See you in a little bit. Okay, I hope you're all unpacked now, unwrapped your present, and you've found the various crafting things. You hopefully have got your own colours and pens that you can go and grab, some scissors, some glue, anything really to stick together. It depends what glue you've got that you'll be using. I'm going to need some help doing the crafts this evening, so via the magic of technology, let's see whether my little helpers are online tonight. Let's first of all go over to Ian. Ian, are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, Sammy, I can hear you. Great. Coming in loud and clear.
And do you have all the materials you guys need to do the craft in your house this evening?
I do. I have got it here, all the craft materials, ready to go.
Is everyone excited?
Very excited, especially Fion.
Okay, see you in a bit. Next, let's try Bethan. Hello, Bethan. Can you hear me?
Hi, Sam, I think you're on mute. No, just joking, I can hear you.
You can. That's great. Marvellous. And have you guys unwrapped your presents, and do you have all the crafts materials that you need to make the things tonight?
Yeah, thank you very much. Got everything ready, my lollipop sticks and different bits of card. Everything ready to go.
That's great. We'll be back with you in a little bit as well. Okay, well, it looks like everybody is online, everybody is ready to go. But before we go any further, I thought it would be nice to be relaxed a little, to help us calm down. And to do that, we've got the soothing harp tones of Anwen. Over to you, Anwen. Thank you. Okay, well, time for our first craft. And to help us to do this, I'm going to ask Ian to come back in. Hello, Ian?
Yes, still here, Sammy. Ready to do the craft.
There we go. Cool. Why don't you talk us through the first craft, what we're going to be making, and how we do it?
Well, today we're going to make a dangly Christmas tree. So we're going to start off with a green piece of paper, and you're going to need some glue. So if you grab some glue and glue half the green paper. You're going to glue all around the edges. And then I'm going to glue all in the middle. So There's the glue. Fold the green in half. And now we want to cut out a circle. So to help me with this, I have got a bowl, which is just the right size to fit on the piece of paper. And I'm going to draw around it with a pencil. And I'm going to cut it out. Doesn't matter if it's not too neat. And then when you're finished, you should end up with one green circle, like that. So the next stage is to cut out a spiral in your circle. So take your scissors again and cut round a spiral. If you need some help with the scissors, don't forget you can ask an adult. Nearly there, all the way around to the middle. There we are. And here we have the start of our dangly Christmas tree. But a Christmas tree, we need to decorate it. So, with your other bits of coloured paper, you can cut out some shapes. You don't need to use it all, just a little bit is fine. And so I'm going to cut out some circles. So, I've got some yellow paper, and some orange paper. I'll use a bit of, do you have a bit of pink as well? Okay, right, so I'm going to cut out some round circles and they're just going to be like baubles that we can stick on a tree. So I'm going to cut a few of those. So you can choose any colour or any shapes you like. If you're feeling a bit more adventurous, cut out some stars. So I've got a couple of pink ones. Let's do a couple of orange ones. Maybe 2 yellow ones as well. Mind your fingers. Right, and now it's time to decorate your tree. So take your glue again, choose your coloured baubles and start sticking them on the tree. There we go, the yellow one, orange one, pink one, go back for another yellow one, another orange one, and then maybe one last pink one. So, once it's all stuck on, you should be able to lift your dangly tree up, and then you can see there's your dangly tree, and hang it wherever you like.
Well, those of you who were being observant as you unwrapped your presents will have noticed that it wasn't just chocolate that was inside, or the craft materials for our craft this evening, but a little book too, called When Santa Learned the Gospel. And as a special treat for our service, we've got the author to read us this story this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy When Santa Learned the Gospel.
When Santa learned the Gospel, he first heard it from an elf. This tiny Santa's helper had just learned of it herself. A child had asked for Christmas to receive a Bible book. This elf had made one in the shop, then paused to have a look. She read all about Jesus and the call to follow him. She learned how Jesus lived and taught and died to pay for sin. She learned how Jesus rose again and how he will return. And then this elf read how she should respond to all she'd learned. She shut the book, put down her tools, then closed her eyes and prayed. Right then and there, this little elf trusted in Christ that day. The next day, she told Santa. It was awkward, unprepared. She knew she didn't know that much, but what she knew, she shared. She told Santa the gospel. It was simple, it was short, but a seed was sown in Santa's heart, which grew into a thought. Santa reflected on his life and the message he supported, then compared it to the gospel that the elf had just reported. He'd always thought that everyone was naughty or was nice. He had them all on two big lists. He even checked it twice. He'd always thought you only got a gift if you'd been good. The naughty kids got lumps of coal. That's what he understood. They'd all line up in shopping malls and sit upon his knee and claim that they were always nice as nice can be. Of course, he saw them when they slept and knew when they awoke. He also knew their nice attempts were pretty much a joke. Their heads weren't filled with thoughts as nice as kindness, peace and joy, but with a never-ending list of their desired toys. He knew their hearts, but he had thought, they're trying to be good. That's good enough to make the list, otherwise no one would. So every year, their good enough with toys would be rewarded. And every year he realised this message he supported. The good will get the presents, the bad will get the coal, and trying to be good enough is good enough a goal. That was the message that he knew. But now, he knew another. He had just learned the gospel, so he compared them to each other. The message of the gospel turned his message upside down. The good, the bad, naughty and nice, it switched it all around. There's no one good but God alone, he'd heard Jesus concluded, and those who claim they're good enough are simply just deluded. If there's a list of who is good, that standard we've all missed. And Santa saw that even he was on the naughty list. That shook his world, that rocked his boat, that gripped him in his soul. To think that even Santa Claus deserved a lump of coal. But that was only half of what the gospel message said. It also flipped what happened to the naughty on its head. Instead of being written off as just not good enough, the message to the naughty list was one of grace and love. The gospel offered mercy to all those deserving coal. The gospel offered forgiveness and cleansing of the soul. The gospel told how Jesus died our death to pay the price, to reconcile us all to God, both naughty, and the nice. This offer was a real gift. Unlike presents 'neath the tree, it was not earned by being good. God offered it for free. Santa compared his message with this new one he had learned. His message said you get the presents your good deeds had earned. The message of the gospel offered something so much greater. Jesus had come to reconcile the world to their Creator. When Santa grasped the gospel, he did not know what to do. And so the elf said nervously, how about I pray with you? So that night at the North Pole, by the fire in his den, with a simple prayer led by an elf, Santa was born again. And now in Christ, forgiven, free, his new life had begun. And Santa had a new message to share with everyone.
Okay, well now we're really getting into the spirit of things, aren't we? I think, perhaps, it's time for another carol. So, why don't you sit back, relax, but not too much, and join in with this familiar favourite. Okay, well, it's time for our second craft now, which means I'm going to invite Bethan back onto the screen. Hello, Bethan? Hello?
Yeah, we're still here, Sammy.
Bethan, why don't you introduce us to the second craft and talk us through how to do it?
Okay, this is one craft that you could do with these lollipop sticks. You could do something similar to a stable. So I'm going to pass that to Miriam and she's going to carry on with her colouring, pens down there. What I've done first is cut a piece of paper stable shaped. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 lollipop sticks, and then I've cut 2 in half there. And I'm going to glue them on to make a stable shape. So plenty of glue. There we go. One piece of glue. Another one. Loads of glue on it. Make sure it sticks. And then the long piece across the bottom. Stable. Like that. And then the 2 short bits can be the sides. So I'll glue those onto the sides. There we go. Okay, so you've got something similar to that. Swap it sticks on. There we go. And then who do we need in the stable? Well, I think we need Mary and Joseph. So what I did, I've drawn around my finger. So I put one finger there and drawn around it and put a circle on the top to cut out the shape of Mary and Joseph. So I'll cut it out like this. Mary and Joseph. Myra, Joseph. Cut these out. And then I'm going to colour them Mary and Joseph colours, which apparently is blue for Mary. Let's colour Mary blue. With felt pens or pencils, whatever you've got at home. She'll give her brown hair. And some eyes. And a smile because she's super happy because she's just had a little baby. There we go, so that's Mary. Hopefully your drawing is better than mine. My art teacher can see me now, she's been fits of laughter. There we go, look, that's Mary. So I'll stick Mary on into the stable and then we'll do Joseph. Give him brown hair as well. Like that. And I think Joseph can wear a bit of green so he stands out. There we go, green for Joseph. And he can be smiling as well because he's just become a dad. He's his earthly father. And then we'll stick Joseph on. So we've got Mary and Joseph in the stable, but there's someone important missing. So here we are, a little manger. So I'm going to colour the manger in and then put Jesus's face and body lying peacefully in the manger. And we'll use brown. It might be made of wood, who knows. There we go, and then we've got Jesus' face. Oh, let's put straw first. Bit of hay in the manger and Jesus' face and body sleeping quietly. And then glue that on as well. We've got Jesus in the middle. There you go, can you see that? Myra Joseph, a Babon Yessi. And one thing at the top, I'm going to put a star. So I used a cookie cutter to go around this star and cut it out. And then just put a bit of glue at the bottom. And stick the star on. Diane, do you know where my one? There you go. That's your stable. With lollipop sticks and a star. Simple. Okay, another craft we could do with lollipop sticks is something similar to this. So it's the manger. What does it look like it now? So maybe we could make some little lines across the middle here. Make it look a bit more like wood. I've got a wooden table here, so if I'm just using my pencil like that, the wood marks come through, if you can see. And then what we need is a little face poking out over the top. And on my face I've got a crown, because we know that Jesus came to save us from our sins and to be king of everything. So I've got a little crown on my baby's head. So I'll cut it out zigzag. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round. And then let's draw a happy face here. 2 eyes. Mouth that's smiling. And still on the nose. And then what colour should the crown be? What do you think, Gillian?
What?
Yellow, okay, melon. A bit like gold, isn't it? So colour the crown, gold. The crown's falling apart. Doesn't matter. And then a bit of glue on the baby's face. You can do it onto the manger. We add something like this, or something like that. Maybe, oh, that's the wrong way. Maybe you could put a piece of string in it and hang it on your tree. And you could do the same thing with a stable. There you go, some crafts with lollipop sticks. Untitled Chapter.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've been working quite hard. And I think it's time that we had a little bit of a break before we finish. So before we go, I want to introduce you to Glories, and she's going to sing us a lovely Christmas song. Over to you, Glories, and thank you in advance. Well, there we have it. That is the end of our interactive family carol craft Christmas Eve extravaganza story time together today.
That's a bit long.
It is. I still need to think of a better name, don't I? Okay. Well, I hope that you managed to keep up with us on these crafts, that you made the things that you wanted, that your Christmas trees look a little bit like ours. Perhaps maybe dangle them somewhere in your bedroom tonight. Put these up, maybe around the fireplace and what have you. And I hope that you're just that little bit closer now to getting to sleep and then waking up and having presents tomorrow. I think maybe getting to sleep might be a difficulty for some people. Do you have any advice for people who are trying to get to sleep when they can't sleep?
Read a book.
Read a story. Well, it's a good thing that you also had the story that we had read in our service. Every child has had one of these, with all the words and with all the pictures in it. So maybe you can use that this evening even as you're too excited to sleep to help you nod off.
Can I have a Cymraeg version?
They didn't write a Cymraeg version. It was made by a man in Australia. Oh dear. Right then. Shall we just say Nadolig Llawen Baw?
Nadolig
Llawen Baw. Nadolig Llawen. And have a Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Good luck, grown-ups.
I'm going to go for my presents now. And this is going to be so fun today because we're going to be doing some fun crafts and all enjoy. Good.